Welcome to a sunny Turf Moor. The Royals are the visitors here. Burnley versus Reading. Burnley have bounced back very well from that two home defeats on the bounce, Preston and Luton respectively. It was Wrexham last Saturday, a 1-0 win, and who other than Andy Payton on the score sheet. And then in midweek, of course, a real tough one down at the Priestfield. Burnley drawing with Gillingham, and a well-earned point for the Clarets. Let me just tell you about this afternoon's mascot. Is Matthew Rees. He's age 9. He goes to Padiham Primary School. His hobbies include football, computers and music. Matthew's favourite players are Andy Payton and Paul Crichton. Matthew, hope you have a good afternoon with the Clarets, and let's hope for 3 points today. And I'll tell you about the two sides. Firstly, the Clarets, Paul Crichton in goal, Graham Branch at 15, Ian Cox at 32, at 8 it's Paul Cooke, 5 Steve Davis, Lenny Johnrose at 11, Glen Little at 7, Micky Mellon at 4, 3 Mitchell Thomas, and of course up front Andy Payton at 10 with 201 goals in his career, and number 9 Andy Cooke. On the bench for the Clarets, number 33 Ian Wright, who obviously notched his first goal for the Clarets in midweek, John Mullin at 30, Ronnie Jepson at 12, Alan Lee surprisingly back on the bench from his injury at 29, and the skipper of the club, Gordon Armstrong, wears 6. And for the Royals then, Scott Howie in goal, John Pulston at 2, Limboy Primus at 5, Darren Caskey at 8, 10 Nicky Forster, Peter Grant is 11, Graham Murty wears 14, Matthew Robinson 16, Lee Hodges at 22, Neil Smith at 26, and Martin Butler at 30. And for the Royals bench lineup, Keith Scott, Andy Gurney, Phil Whitehead, Ricky Newman and Darius Henderson.
Number 9, Andy Cooke. And number 10, celebrating his 200th goal last Saturday in Wrexham, Andy Payton.
Celebrations for Andy Payton. With me is former Claret Alex Elder. Alex, I'd like your thoughts of the season so far, firstly.
I think Stan's done a great job in turning the club around. Obviously a couple of setbacks recently. I was so disappointed when they played against Preston, because Preston looked a very, very strong outfit. I would expect them to go straight through and get automatic promotion. The Clarets have a great chance today. It's a lovely afternoon for playing football. Reading, I suppose, just below mid-table. One would expect the Clarets to do well, and I'm looking forward to do that. I hope Stan can get them into the playoffs. I think the automatic promotion is now a little bit beyond them.
Thank you, Alex Elder there. We're just await for a bit of disturbance with the officials. I don't know what's going on, but we're a delayed kick-off by perhaps half a minute, I don't know. But it's Burnley to kick the game off. They'll be attacking towards the Jimmy McIlroy stand. Will they? When are they going to kick off, I wonder? And they've gone. And as we stand in the crow's nest, Burnley are attacking from right to left. It's the manager of the Royals, Alan Pardew, who succeeded Tommy Burns, who a big spender for the Royals, and it didn't sort of come off for him. But they have sort of pulled themselves round from what would be seemed as a poor situation at the bottom of the second division, but they are doing better at the Majeski Stadium. But like a lot of other clubs in the second division, they don't get the massive gates, and not like Burnley's gate, Alex, who have really rocketed of late.
Well, I think the introduction of Ian Wright hasn't you know, done any harm to that. But today, how many would be on today? About 11,000, 12,000. It must be great for the players to play against what would be almost full stadiums, and certainly more than full stadiums for most of the other teams in the division. Burnley are on the attack. It's a good, bright start from them, so I'll hand back to you, David.
Thanks, Alex. As Burnley over on that far side, Steve Davis. It's a forward, Andy Payton's there, but the assistant on this near side, as quick as you like, has put up the flag. But we're just seeing how sharp Andy Payton is. He must have been frustrated after the 3-match suspension he received, but it was all when he got his marching orders against Bristol, which was a big blow to Burnley, Alex.
Well, I think Andy Payton would score goals at any level. He's a tremendous striker, and every goal he scores, it's like the first one he's ever scored, because his enthusiasm's tremendous, and there wasn't a lot in that decision there, as far as my eyes can see. He's very, very quick, and he's always likely to get a goal.
Well, it was Scott Howie who kicked the ball for Reading in his yellow goalkeeping at top. And he over at what was the Beale end of the ground, now the Jimmy McIlroy stand, or McIlroy, whichever way you wish to pronounce it, as Reading come forward. Mitchell Thomas, who has a marvellous season for Burnley since he's moved from Luton in the close season, and he has also been missed when he received a one-match suspension against Preston, I think that was as well, which didn't help matters. But Glen Little on that far side, he's conceded a throw-in, and it's going to be the number 26, Neil Smith, to take this one for the Royals. The Clarets, bit of defending at the moment. Mitchell Thomas, excellent neck muscles, and he heads that right into the opposition's dugout there. Be Smith again for Reading, and a change strip of tangerine and black, looking a wee bit like Blackpool, not a lot, and the ball runs away for a goal kick to the Clarets. And Paul Crichton's been impressive as well, Alex. I mean, you know, there has been a bit of criticism levelled at him, but I don't think for why. I can't think for why.
I think every keeper can make mistakes, and unfortunately he's in a position where if he makes a mistake he can't retrieve it very well. I think he's had a very solid season, and he must give a lot of confidence to the boys that are playing in front of him. Just a little remark about Mitchell Thomas, just reiterating your own comments. He's a class act, and obviously they miss him when he's not playing. He holds the defence together, so I'm looking forward to another good performance from him today.
Yes, he is certainly a big mate of Ian Wright. Of course, he was partly to do with Ian and the manager's stand for Ian Wright coming along to Burnley, and we're grateful for that. And Ian's on the bench, but I'm sure he'll be ready to notch another one for the Clarets. Graham Murty with this throw-in for the Royals. Forster, who plays it into the edge of the area, and that's a good shot. Oh, it's hit the woodwork, and it was a wee bit unfortunate there, a bending shot, and it came in from Darren Caskey, the former Tottenham man, Alex.
Yeah, that was a tremendous strike. Keeper had no chance. It was a, what you'd say, an old continental swerver. It looked to be going well wide, and then swerved in at the last minute. Very fortunate break for Burnley there. A lovely 1-2 move out on the right-hand side, and Caskey, I thought he'd got the goal.
Yeah, was looking to go all the way, but as Burnley have found in recent weeks, the woodwork coming against them at the moment. So it's Scott Howie now with the ball. The sun beats down here on Turf Moor like a spring afternoon, as Howie just takes it right out of his 18-yard area. Andy Payton looks on, but probably Scott Howie knows a lot about Andy Payton. Davis with the header up for Burnley. Paul Cooke gives it a good thump over to that far side. I think it'll run out, but it's Andy Cooke who's chasing that one and claims for it going out. It hasn't gone out. It's a good cross, and a chance here for Andy Payton. As he turned, he was blocked by Primus, but we saw a good move there from Andy Cooke and Paul Cooke together.
Well, that was Andy Cooke at his old best of 4 years ago. He likes the ball in front of him to run onto. He's got tremendous speed and power, and he showed it there. It was tremendous football from him, and Payton was just gang-banged out of it with two defenders. But a great move there.
Yeah, it's Mitchell. Ian Cox now plays it to this near side. Graham Branch in the wing-back role for Burnley. Comes inside to the Reading area. Good ball switch in play for Glen Little now. Little to run at this Royals defence. It's a high one, it's over the back, but obviously it was running for Glen Little there. I always think he's a lot more dangerous, Alex, when he takes the ball to the byline and cuts it back.
Well, I think that was unusual for Glen to waste the ball like that, but at least he knows now he's got the measure of the full-back, and he'd be looking to take him on time and time again now. He's an excellent player, and I'm pleased to see him on his wide right position. I think, like you, he's more dangerous when he's out there. He loves hugging that touchline and getting to the byline. He's a tremendous player, and I'm sure we'll get goals from it this afternoon.
It's going to be Scott Howie to take the kick for Reading, and one man who's not sort of involved now this season is the former Burnley striker's son, Chris Casper. He's out for the rest of the season. He's a former Burnley schoolboy who will be back next season for Reading. Now Little. Andy Cooke looking on as Howie decides to hurriedly kick the ball. On the near side, it's Graham Branch, number 15 for Burnley. Plays it to a tangerine shirt, Darren Caskey. Paul Cooke fouls Darren Caskey and hasn't got up yet. Free kick to the visitors then. With 7.5 minutes gone here in the Nationwide, Burnley 0, Reading 0. And Reading, well, they have picked up under the guideship, as I said, of Alan Pardew. And the leading scorer for Reading is Darren Caskey, the midfielder, who just put that shot in earlier, and you can probably see why he's the leading scorer, Alex.
He's an excellent player. He's been around a while, and obviously they're looking to him to provide some goal power. Now Little's picked the ball up in the right wing. He's making progress down into the Reading half. He's beat one man, beat two men. I'll hand it to you, David. He's putting inside now.
And it's a good one. It's Mellon who tries a shot, but it's very quickly blocked by Murty. But Burnley in possession again. Paul Cooke fires it in again into the area. It's going to be a throw-in down by the corner flag here. And Burnley's left-hand side. Claret's starting a slower build-up, but they are making progress. I think the thing is, in previous games, Burnley have conceded earlier. Let's hope they don't do that this afternoon. Offside was the cry from the assistant. But about that, Alex, they have conceded early doors. I think they did it Gillingham on Tuesday, didn't they?
Yeah, it's a bad habit to get into, and I think we're 10 minutes into the game. Maybe we've got over that spell. It's a great ball to Payton. Payton will keep it in on the left wing. He's going to cut in inside the box, take it to the byline, cross it over to Cooke's there, turns, shoots, it's deflected.
Well, it was all blocking the way for the Clarets there. The orange shirts right in their own penalty area. Payton did well, Cooke did well, and now it could have been Mellon, but that is a corner. Roars of approval from the Burnley fans. It's going to be Glen Little to take a corner on the far side.
Very impressive start. Let's hope we can get something from this corner. The fans will tell you what they think about it.
Little takes it hard, it's low. It's not what you'd expect from Glen Little. Johnrose going in, but Little gets it back on the far side for the Clarets. Good ball in for Mitchell Thomas, who's got a passport. He's come past the halfway line. Oh, and that was Davis in there. Payton was in there, and the ball somehow ran free in that 6-yard box. Amazing stuff, that one.
The keeper's not very happy. He thought he was impeded. There was 3 Claret shirts around him, and I know I wouldn't have liked to have made the decision.
But Burnley starting this game well in the Nationwide League Division 2. Ian Cox does well, moves it forward for Burnley. Back for Mellon. Mellon square ball over to that far side. Mitchell Thomas again advancing forward for the Clarets. Thomas plays it in for Payne into the 18-yard box. He just couldn't get a touch, but if he had, it would have come flying over perhaps for Steve Davis if they just got a touch there, Alex.
Yeah, it was a great through ball from Mitchell Thomas. He used all his craft there, split the defence wide open, and Payton was very unfortunate. Great move again by Burnley. Good stuff, good start.
Certainly is, and if you're interested in the time, there's just coming up to 11 minutes gone in the first half with no goals as yet in the Nationwide League Division 2. Live commentary from Turf Moor as Howie kicks it for Reading. Thomas gets his head high, up for Payton. Ball put out by Paulston, John Paulston, as the Clarets move up that far side for a throw-in. Eventually get the ball back. That was a challenge by Micky Mellon on that far side, and the manager's come off for that one. I think it's the manager or the coach, Alec.
It looked a little bit nasty, a little bit cumbersome there. I'm not sure what the outcome will be. I don't think the referee's given anything. I think he's telling the coach to get his backside sat down again. But it did look a bit of a dodgy tackle, that.
That one ran a little bit too fast for Little. Goal kick to Reading then. In the sunshine here at Turf Moor, it's Howie who finds the ball a bit slippery at the moment. Just to tell you about the next game at Turf Moor, it's this coming Wednesday with a 7:15 kick-off in the Pontins League. It's the League Cup. It's a 7:15 kick-off. If you fancy coming along to watch that one, Burnley versus Lincoln, Tuesday the 22nd of March, 7:15. Now then, Mellon, wide for Little. Little one way, left foot cross from the big man. Payton's up there, but the defender's there as well, and Mellon's here again. Whoops. Oh, there's some offside. Well, there's certainly some telling challenges going in. I hope they don't connect, Alex, because if they do, the red cards may be coming out again.
Well, this is very reminiscent of the game against Preston. It's a little bit naughty at times. The referee's been very lenient up to now, but he can't continue to do so. The crowd are a bit unhappy there, but Andy Cooke was caught offside coming back out from the inside the 18-yard line. It was a good decision, and really the crowd were obviously biased Burnley-wise, but it was a good decision.
Play down this near side for Reading, and Ian Cox, very quick mover, good defending from the former Bournemouth defender. Tried to get it down to Andy Cooke, just couldn't hold it, but Reading have a throw-in with Murty. Here's Kasky for the Royals. Played out by Johnrose, Lenny Johnrose, who's made a lot of difference since he come into the side with his biting challenges. Sometimes a little too biting for a few people's liking, I must say. What's your thoughts on that, Alex?
Yeah, I think when he was just a bit part player, he took a little bit of time to settle into things, but now he's a regular member of the team. He looks a good acquisition indeed.
Ball played into that area, it comes back out. Andy Cooke's back defending. It's a free kick to the Clarets. Paul Cooke, Andy Cooke, I do beg your pardon. You get too many cooks spoiling the broth sometime. It's a bit confusing, but one with an E and one without an E, of course.
You got Cooke spoiling the broth, and they've got a Primus stove playing at number 5, so there you go. We'll be all right for our food at half-time. But it's a lovely afternoon here at Turf Moor, it really is, even though we're standing way up in the gods. Burnley are attacking down the left, but it's headed clear, and Kasky gets a throw-in off Paul Cooke, and he was claiming a handball, but he'll never going to get that decision.
Free kick then. That's not, it's a throw-in actually. I'm imagining things here. Murty takes it long, and Payton for Burnley. Well, there should have been a man on the right, but Glen's not as far forward as perhaps Andy Payton first imagined, and lets it roll away, does Scott Howie. So it's just a bit of play acting. I think the word is play acting. It's certainly too early in the game to start wasting time with a 0-0 scoreline, isn't it?
A bit of gamesmanship there. I didn't see any need for it, and the referee really should have had a little word there, but he hasn't. It's back to the keeper now, who's out to Murty here on the right back. He looks to have started quite well. Looks a sharp player and a strong boy. To Darren Kasky, who plays it wide up the right. Ian Cox is taken on and being beaten.
It's well, there's claims the referee's on the ball, and you thought it was a penalty, yeah? The referee, I'm glad to say, thought opposite to you, Alex.
There you go. Shows how much I know about the game.
Well, they continue to kick the ball away and leave throw-ins, and the referee, is he going to do something about this? Perhaps not. He doesn't think it's any gamesmanship. Whether he accepts gamesmanship, I don't know, but when we get the ball back, it'll be a Burnley throw-in, left-hand side. Graham Branch to take it. Here's for Johnrose, gives it in back. Branch with a right foot cross to the back post. He's aiming for Little, but again, the number 22, Lee Hodges, was ahead of Glen Little, but it's a corner to the Clarets on that far side once again. Coming up to 17 minutes gone so far in this first half, as Little, another bad corner from Little. That's 2 in a row he's done. I think they'll be looking perhaps for another dead ball taker.
I think he mustn't have had his 2 eggs this morning. He's certainly he's not clipping them like he normally does. Very unusual. He's getting into the positions, and that was 2 dead ball kicks now, which he's been very poor with. Another misplaced pass from him. Ball falls to Paul Cooke, but it's wide over, and I would have had no trouble saving that one.
Remember Alex Elder scoring some cracking goals at Burnley with the left foot, of course, from this near side as we look down here, but that was a Paul Cooke effort. He scored a couple early on in the season, but hasn't really been having shots, and there's no real hurry for the Reading keeper to sort of get on with this game, and the fans not happy with that. All the teams seem to be having a bit of a gamesmanship, if you like, and it's so early on in the match. Payton gets the header forward, but again, no Claret there. Here's a Claret in Graham Branch. He powers it forward, one for Payton to chase. Bounced unkindly for Andy Payton there, just above his head. But Johnrose here, backing up with support. Branch on the halfway line. Feeds it square to Steve Davis. The ball switched to that far side. Mitchell Thomas wearing the number 3 for Burnley. Headed away that time by Neil Smith. Ran into the opposition's dugout. Thomas takes the throw-in for the Clarets. Midway inside the visitors' half. Plays it forward, looking for Andy Cooke. And it's a corner, another one. We've had seen of those corners, Alex. I just wonder whether we're going to make one pay.
I hope so. That Cooke again forced the issue, forced the defender to give the corner away. And Glen Little's not. Oh, he's given a throw in after all that. There you go. No, they're not. Definitely not. But that was Mellon, yeah, just over. It looked even as though the goalkeeper might have touched it over, but the referee thinks not. It must be my old eyes again playing tricks. It's quiet. It seems to have quietened down a bit, the game. There's much ado about nothing at the moment. A little bit patchy here, up and down. Could do with a little bit some more football being played at the moment, but very, very hodgepodge.
The slow hand clap from the Burnley supporters is telling Scott Howie to move things on a wee bit as Burnley try to defend this goal kick now. The ball put out by Graham Branch on this near side, just underneath the TV gantry here at Turf Moor. And Kaska with the throw-in for Reading. Ian Cox is in there, so too is Paul Cooke for Burnley. Played long for Andy Payton, one for him to chase and take, and Andy Payton gets him, but it just runs away from him. But that's the sort of thing that we have missed. Andy Payton not being in the side of late, and bags of energy for 32, Alex.
Tell you what, he was very unlucky there, just got the wrong rub with the green. Tremendous move. He was always second favourite for the ball, and yet he picked it up. Tremendous working. Lovely ball through from Paul Cooke. And I'm pleased to say that Graham Branch got a great tackle in there. He's hasn't been on great form of recent weeks, and he seems to have started the game in a much more positive frame of mind. He's had a good start to the game.
So the visitors on the far side there trying to muster something up. It's Nicky Forster who was raiding their left-hand side. And Reading have a throw-in across by the Bob Lord stand there. Long throw specialist into the box, headed out by Ian Cox, but still only half cleared. Shot comes in over the bar, and that was Graham Murty trying his chances. Thought if Kaska can hit the woodwork, perhaps I can get one in.
Typical fullback's effort, David. No chance.
I'm not having that, not having that. Well, Stan Ternent's Claret and Blue Army has started echoing around the ground. That should mean a goal. And a goal for Burnley. Ian Cox gives it back for Paul Crichton and gives it a good kick into the afternoon sunshine here. High in the sky, Steve Davis heads down. Paul Cooke hoists it forward for Payton. Now they have a chance on for Andy Payton. Oh, what a shot, what a save. And Andy Payton was looking to get number, well, 22.
I tell you what, Andy Payton cannot believe where the goalkeeper pulled that save from. I'll never know. Tremendous through ball. He outstripped the defender inside the box, let fly from about 10 yards, and the keeper was magnificent. Unbelievable.
And a corner from Paul Cooke now. Davis is up there. Cleared on the 6-yard box. Referee not doing a lot. The flag has not gone up. It has now. Went up rather late in my eyes, but anyway, perhaps you saw something I didn't, Alex.
It was another borderline decision there. I wouldn't like to have called that one either. The linesman's a little bit nearer than us, but it was very, very close.
So it's Reading now on the counter-attack. Cut out by Paul Cooke of Burnley. He plays it down the left-hand side. Andy Cooke, who's looking sharp as well this afternoon. Lenny Johnrose will take this throw-in for the Clarets. Paul Cooke picks it up, hits it forward. Headed out by Primus. Back for Lenny Johnrose. Whoops. Well, away down the edge of the Paul Crichton's area. Crichton kicks past the halfway line. Well, there's a rare old battle going off the ball with, I think it's Primus and Cooke, and he's getting primed up, I think.
He's definitely cooking a bit, he is, dear me. Well, there's a lot of things going on off the ball. The referee doesn't seem interested. I think he's just out for a nice afternoon in the sunshine. That's a great ball from Paul Cooke right across the far side. Unfortunately, just drops a little bit short. It's a throw into Burnley, though, on the far side. And Mitchell Thomas is going to take it.
Yeah, the referee not too bothered about off-the-ball incidents, time wasted, a gamesmanship. Micky Mellon on the ball, plays it forward. Again, it's a little too long into the arms of the Reading keeper, Scott Howie. And the action just dies down because certainly when this guy gets it, there's nothing going to happen quickly. Still hasn't dispatched it, but he has now. That's over the head of the number 22, Hodges, and straight in for a Claret throw-in. And Crichton gives it a good kick past the halfway line. Johnrose goes up with Primus. And Polston plays it down the left-hand side for the visitors, but Steve Davis, he gives it back to Crichton, and well, a lot of hums and ahs there with Paul Crichton. It reached a Claret player, and that ball put out a touch on that far side, and the visitors throw in.
Crichton obviously knew what he was doing, even though nobody else seemed to do. He was confident enough, so there's no problem. So this, apart from the one incident when Reading, in my view, should have had the penalty, they haven't posed any real threat to the Clarets, and really the Clarets haven't done a lot of things wrong, apart from not get the ball in the net.
As we fast approach the half-hour mark here at Turf Moor, in the sunshine, Burnley 0, Reading 0, and Reading on this near side, down the right with Smith. Headed forward by Primus. Kasky taken away from him by Smith. But again, Paul Crichton picks it up in the shade, in that cricket field end of the ground, as Mitchell Thomas picks the ball up. Paul Cooke back for Steve Davis. Steve Davis advancing forward as he likes to do. He's quite fortunate there, and his distribution flew right back to him, but out comes Howie again. But this time the goalkeeper makes it a quick throw out, which makes a change. Kasky picks it up on the halfway line for Reading. Orange shirt, black shorts, orange socks, and their change strip this afternoon. They made a long trip from the Majestic Stadium, and now a possibility Martin Butler, who is a recent signing for the club. 800,000 buy from Cambridge United, and helped Cambridge win promotion last season. So, you know, they certainly have spent some money, Alex, to say that they're, you know, struggling a wee bit.
He's certainly got a nice left foot touch there. Slow hand clap, which doesn't help matters. I'm sure he's not really time wasting. Yeah, he's definitely injured, yeah. And we're ready to kick off again.
Thank you, Alex. A throw into the Clarets over on that far side. It's down here for Steve Davis. He just looks round and moves forward, as he's done on so many occasions. But Mellon runs into trouble there. Can't seem to get the ball. Johnrose tries to get it back for Burnley. Claims for handball. The referee waves play on for a Burnley advantage as Cooke sweeps it up into the edge of the area. Andy Cooke's looking on. Kasky heads down for Reading. And the ball distributed rather wildly on this near side for a Claret throw-in. Just under the commentary position here at Turf Moor. It's going to be Graham Branch to take it. 28 minutes gone here. No goals as Johnrose's second attempt to get it forward with his head. And there's Ian Cox for the Clarets. Over for Mitchell Thomas. And Mitchell Thomas just lays it down for Little right on the halfway line. Back for skipper Davis, and Davis again switching play, but it's not finding a Claret at the moment. Graham Branch perhaps can do something here. What has the referee given? Yeah, given it Burnley's way, which I'm surprised I just didn't see caught him there. Did you think, Alex?
He definitely blocked him, and like I said earlier, Branch has definitely had a more positive start to this game. He was looking to get down the line, and he was obviously balked from doing so. Cooke with a free kick right across the far side. Davis is the tame header into the keeper.
Yeah, Davis, of course, we've mentioned this. We do statistics here at Turf Moor, and we've calculated 7 times that Steve Davis has hit the woodwork for Burnley. And if it had scored on, well, half of those, we could have had a few more goals in the bag, but there it is. Davis will probably looking to notch as well this afternoon, as most of the Clarets will be. It's going to be a tight game as the ball from Ian Cox for Paul Crichton kicks it first time. Way past the halfway line. Primus is up over Payton. Kasky picks it up here for Reading. Sweeping it about Reading at the moment, and Murty plays it forward to Kasky again. Kasky looks for support. He's got it in Murty. Still in possession. Ricochets off Paul Cooke. Strong one in from Grant. And Clarets just can't get the foot on it at the moment. Primus with Payton, but again there's a man to cover for Primus, and it was the number 2 Polston, and Burnley can't just get hold of this ball at the moment, Alex.
Oh, they've got it now to throw in, unfortunately. Yeah, they obviously can push the ball around when they've got it. That was a good little spell by them. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough movement off the ball up front, and the move broke down, thankfully.
Crichton kicks again, but again finds the orange shirts of Reading. Little intercepts. Peter Grant's in there. Ball played high in the sky. Graham Branch chests it down, launches it to past the halfway line. Payton here for Little. Little in the centre of things, usually wide, but out for Mitchell Thomas. Stabbed forward, but again looking for Mellon. Kasky's in there again. So another one with the linesman, and you doubt it, that one, Alex.
I think Ian Cox was playing the lad on there. Definitely, Ian was a little bit back, but never mind. There's been decisions either end, so maybe that evens the score up a wee bit.
Swings and roundabouts, as they say. Free kick to the Clarets. We're past the half-hour mark here. We still have no goals, plenty of sunshine, plenty of action, and a bit of time wasting from Reading as well, which hasn't gone unnoticed for possibly stoppage time up to the break. Kasky. It would have been, but it spun away and all went wrong, but you could see his intentions were there. Former Tottenham man, as is Mitchell Thomas, of course, and two former Tottenham men on the field this afternoon playing against one another. The ball high in the sky once again. Primus heads forward. Free kick given for the Clarets on the halfway line. So Paul Cooke to take this free kick, left foot as always. Former Wigan player, as he launches it to the 18-yard area. It comes, runs away from Davis, tug of war going on between the two number 5s, and the ball ends up for a goal kick, and that was disappointing as well.
Yeah, I think Davis gave it up as a bad job. He could see he wasn't going to get anything, because I thought Primus was leaning on him very heavily, with no intention of going for the ball, and he was a bit upset that he didn't get a decision there. Certainly obstruction, I would have thought, at the least. Never mind. There you go. It's typical of what the referee's done this afternoon so far.
Absolutely nothing, I would think. As they're picking up again, but Burnley just set with little. Davis again gives it away rather carelessly. Forster's on that far side, and he's managed to get a throw-in for his efforts. But I think the main thing at the moment is that the Clarets have not conceded that early goal that we talked about in previous games, and that's got to be good news. A bit of patience perhaps until or just before the break, perhaps after the break. And that was an awkwardly bouncing ball, but thankfully it wasn't on target. I think it was Paulston who had a stab at that one, and it let Paul Crichton just collect that one quite comfortably in the end. It was Matthew Robinson actually had the shot there, which was bouncing all the way to the goal line. Murty's beaten by Branch, but the ball with Primus now for Reading. He gives it back for Howie, looking on his Andy Payton. Howie's quick to react. Oops, thought it was going to go over Paul Cooke's head. Andy Cooke's in there, but misread that one, did Andy Cooke, and consequently Clarets have a throw-in. And do you think there's a chance of a goal, Alex, before the break for the Clarets?
It's looking a bit doubtful at the moment, David. It's going very, very scrappy. Reading are complaining that Cookie went up there with his feet high, which it's not like Andy at all to do anything like that, but still, never mind. But Graham Branch again won a good tackle there to stop the Reading flow up the right, and he's having a good game so far. Let's hope it continues.
It's Reading who tried to move forward into the Burnley half, but Ian Cox heads the ball away for Burnley. It comes back for Graham Branch. He powers one forward. It's a game of head tennis at the moment, and let's get it on the deck, shall we? As Reading take it up, Kasky plays it forward, and number 10 was Nicky Forster. Probably a force to be reckoned with when he gets on target, but that one's a little bit wayward. Stars in his eyes perhaps, but it's the same old saying, if you don't shoot you don't score.
That's right. It was just a one-off chance he took as a semi-overhead kick, if you will, and it could have gone anywhere. When they go in the net, they look the best goals in the world. But that one fortunately for the Clarets didn't, and was well wide and high and handsome.
Branch has it again. Burnley don't seem to be making much progress at the moment from this left-hand side. Paul Cooke has it now for the Clarets. He looks for options, and the option is that man Glen Little on that right-hand side. But again, it was Matthew Robinson who headed the ball out. It's going to be a throw into the Clarets. 36 minutes gone here, and Little on the ball byline. It gets a deflection. Another corner to Burnley. I wish I had £1 for every corner on that far side today.
Can this be the one? I hope so. The big boys are coming forward. All the big defenders are coming in. There's only Graham Branch and Mellon left. Paul Cooke's dropping off in the middle of the field. All the big boys are there. Let's hope we're going to get one.
So when we get the ball back, yeah, we have it now. Glen Little to take this corner. He's getting the job back of taking the penalties after Paul Cooke had taken a couple earlier on. And this time it's a good one from Little, and Davis is up there, and that's a goal. That's Steve Davis. Burnley 1, Reading 0. An attempted fate to say that Davis would score one.
Oh, superb strike. Inch perfect, which is normally Little's hallmark. That was one of his better ones. Right in. Davis was there. Thanks very much, up above everybody. Right down, a perfect header into the far corner through a sea of Reading players. Tremendous goal that Burnley well deserved. 1-0 in front.
Okay then, 36 minutes gone here at Turf Moor, and the Clarets take the lead with the captain, Steve Davis. Headed goal which seemed to take a while to go in, but it went in the end, and we just tempted it by saying, I wonder if we could make this corner count. Alex Elder with me, former Claret, talking about the possibility of a goal before half-time, and we've got it. So it's always dangerous when you score. It's the thing that always happens. You're always on your guard when you take the lead because the opposition are desperate to get back. Oops. Headed out, another corner, and this time a corner to Reading, this time on our near side.
Makes it more difficult when you give a silly free kick away, as Little did. First of all, he's the provider for the goal, and then a silly free kick just on the edge of the 18-yard box. Now it's a corner from this side.
It's taken on the near side by the number 27. It's headed wide, thankfully. Well, it was Lee Hodges' corner. It wasn't a bad floating corner, but the header, Kasky, went a little bit wide with that one, but always dangerous on the dead ball situation.
He'd be a bit upset with himself that he didn't put that one away. Had a free header just coming into it. He'd be very upset.
Ball coming in again as Johnrose attempts to get Primus, gets in there. Davies for Burnley, Johnrose again for the Clarets. And Johnrose puts a great ball forward inside left channel. Can Andy Cooke get there? Primus is quick. Another corner. I think Primus nearly put his fire out there because he was outstretched to get that one, but concedes a corner, Alex.
Yeah, I think he's hurt his back in doing so. He really had to go some because Cooke had the drop on him there. He's really putting pressure on every time his ball's in front of him. Corner by Paul Cooke on the left.
And it fires over to... Oh, it's gone out. According to the assistant, it's gone out. Please look at the linesman. He's still flagging. Steve Davis thought we were going to have a pot shot at goal there. Thought it was Christmas. But obviously the linesman been flagging for the last half an hour. My goodness me, I don't think this referee's watching the darn linesman. Is he?
He's having a very poor game. That's for sure. Dear me, I don't think he knows what's going on. But anyway, it's. I think he's given a goal kick now, yes, as he should do. And the keeper doesn't take his time this time. Just up over the halfway line, and it's met again by that man, Steve Davis. On to Payton, who heads it clear, and it's back to the keeper again.
How he has to be sharp. The one occasion this afternoon he's had to be quick. He was quick enough then, okay. The ball back with the Burnley goalkeeper now, Paul Crichton. Let's rolls it out here for Graham Branch. Branch plays a low trajectory on that one. Primus is in again. Johnrose is up there. Payton goes in for it. The ball is out of play. It's a Claret throw-in. Johnrose decides on this occasion to leave it for Branch. Ian Cox. But Mitchell Thomas. Thomas plays it just in, looking for Payton. Polston's there, and the ball headed out on that far side. Little, two men surrounding Glen Little. He didn't get much of a sniff in there, but he might do here. Little cuts inside, finds Johnrose. Johnrose again to Mellon. Mellon continuing the right-hand play. Will that be able to keep him by Mitchell Thomas? He does. And Thomas crosses him. Good one, but no Claret on the end of that one. Branch tries to head it down here for Cooke, and he manages to do that. Ian Cox now. Over the head of Branch, and that's still in play with Darren Kasky. Murty plays it long. Paul Cooke for Burnley cuts it out, but gives it back to Primus. And consequently, Peter Grant pushes it over to that far side. Matthew Robinson, Peter Grant. Good turn from Lee Hodges. The cross comes in, and Crichton collects it just outside his 6-yard area. So the danger passes as the visitors' attack goes down the pan, Alex.
Yeah, it was a little bit scrappy as the lead up to that. Then they got possession, and they moved off the ball quite well. The little number 22, Lee Hodges, did well out there. Just skipped round his man. And a nice cross, but obviously, unfortunately for them, the forwards hadn't got forward quick enough. and it was an easy catch for Crichton. Now Burnley on the attack down the right, throw into to Cooke. Cooke back to Johnrose, I think that was, or Thomas. Thomas.
And Paul Cooke, who Mellon's giving it back for Branch, and it's like everybody out back. Burnley making moves forward, but again there's I think an injury. Is that on Andy Cooke there? So are they going to put the ball out perhaps? Little says no. Cooke's still getting sort of on his haunches now, but Branch is picking up play here. Near side for the Clarets. There's nobody sort of buzzing at the moment, not even Bertie B. Where's he? It's Paul Cooke, left hand side. Graham Branch, Micky Mellon. Cooke's on his feet now, but he's still hobbling rather badly. And Paul Cooke plays it down the left hand side again. One for Johnrose. It's unfortunately hits Johnrose on the back, but he battles his way to get the ball at his feet. And it's now Lenny Johnrose beaten down. This is cross. Darren Caskey here as Johnrose looks. It's on the corner spot here. Oh, that was dangerous from Caskey. Nice flick from Payton. Johnrose, he couldn't just nip it in, and Andy Cooke would have been able to perhaps stab it in from 6 yards there, but that was dangerous play from Caskey. He was trying to get something off Lenny Johnrose, and they nearly gave it away.
They're trying to be a little bit too cocky there, and Johnrose just stood his ground and really was nearly instrumental in giving a second goal away. Very unfortunate for the Clarets that they didn't get it.
Well, and it's coming up to, there's a minute before the interval. That's a foul by Graham Branch. It was on Nicky Forster. Nothing said. Oh, well, no, he's just collected. I thought he was getting his notebook out. A lot of paper in his notebook, if that's the toilet roll I was thinking of.
Oh dear. The referees. Yeah, he's getting entangled in the toilet roll now. That about sums his first half up. Dear me. Talking about trying to clean the game up. Fernandiz, he's a Spanish man. It's a free kick now by Lee Hodges. Floats it into the box, and it's a headed. Goes for a goal kick, I think. No. Paul Cooke keeps it in. Decides what to do with it. Plays it long inside. Finds Payton. A great ball up to Mellon. Mellon bringing it forward. Andy Cooke's running left, and it's through to Cooke. Cooke's all the way.
All right, Alex, and now it's Andy Cooke left hand side. Can he make this cross count? Over to the back post. Little. I don't know whether he connected right with it or not, but Matthew Robinson was there. Mitchell Thomas for the Clarets now on that right wing. Crosses in, but again headed straight out, half cleared. Lenny Johnrose again back for Glen Little, and Thomas shouting for the ball on that far side, and it's out. Well, I thought that was going to be another goal for Burnley, but it wasn't to be, and the match sort of goes into stoppage time of the first half.
Another chance slips by, and they might live to regret these chances that they're missing, because they really are slipping away. And that another goal would be a nice cushion. Obviously, they're not going to get it now.
No, perhaps they'll settle for this 1-0 lead at half-time. The Clarets, that is, as we look at the referee for. I don't think we look at some signs of life, Alex says. So I hope he doesn't watch this video after the game, otherwise we're in trouble. Micky Mellon on that far side. He manages to find Paul Cooke in the Reading half over on that far side. Back here for Ian Cox, and Cox consequently back for Paul Crichton, who again kicks rather quickly. Up for Cooke. Davis heads down for Thomas. Former teammates, of course, at Luton. And there's the half-time whistle, a grateful 1-0 lead, Alex Elder, and we'll just hope for more in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Stan can be too unhappy with what's happened in the first half. They've done most of the things right, apart from the final balls, let them down on a few occasions. It would have been nice to have scored a couple of more goals, because the percentage of play they've had would have certainly have warranted that. Anyway, they've still got the 1-0 lead. We've had a go at the referee. I suppose, to be fair to him, he has let the game flow, which in a couple of occasions has been to the Clarets' benefit. Nice afternoon, and it's the right result going in, and let's hope we can have a few more goals in the second half.
Thank you, Alex. We'll return for that second half and hope Burnley can pick up the 3 points. OK, Okay, the second half about to unfold here at Turf Moor. Clarets have a 1-0 lead. Steve Davis, the scorer, on 36 minutes. And it's going to be Reading to attack towards the Jimmy McIlroy stand as we look, and they're playing from right to left. It's Robinson who played it forward for them, and here's Glen Little for Burnley. Robinson intercepts it for Reading. Scott Howie stood in the shadows of the cricket field stand there on this sunny afternoon as Andy Cooke holds the ball up well for Burnley, plays it back for Thomas. Thomas, first time crossing, Primus heads it out. Again, it's with Hodges who plays it forward. Butler can't, well, he does get to it. Good play from Butler. Caskey on that far side now, holding the ball. A nice precision ball, but Graham Branch is in the way for the Clarets, and clever bit of stuff from Branchy. It's a goal kick. Paul Crichton wearing his white baseball cap to protect his eyes from the sun. I think we could do with that, Alex.
Do it something to keep us warm up here. As we were discussing at half-time, we couldn't see Stan making any changes the way the Clarets had performed in the first half, and so it is. We're looking forward to another good, semi-entertaining half. I mean, in patches in the first half it was good stuff, and then a little bit scrappy, so a couple of more goals would be nice. And Andy Cooke has been a little bit naughty and had a go at Primus, and they're trying to make it up now. Yeah, that's nice.
Free kick to the Royals, just on the halfway line then. Ian Wright is doing his warm-up bits on the touchline. Over to this near side. Lee Hodges, it was aiming for, but it's a goal kick. Again with Paul Crichton, the Burnley goalkeeper.
Lee Hodges actually climbed very well there to out-jump Mitchell Thomas. Not many people do that in this division. Did very well. Barely attacking through the left, but it's an easy ball, easily cut out by John Polston. Throw into the Clarets midway in the Reading half. And it's Paul Cooke to take it.
That's Branchy with the throw-in as Davis tries to pump it forward here. Little, oh, that's going to run away surely. Athletical Mitchell that he is, gets the ball to Mellon, over the head of Andy Payton, but Andy Cooke's running in here. Hasn't gone out yet, it's high in the sky. Cooke brings it down, and he gets the ball to Little, right-hand side. Little's cross, it's a good one, but Howie is there to collect on his goal line. Very tight situation for Glen Little, but he did well to get a cross in there, Alex.
Yeah, it was a little bit under pressure there and couldn't get too much power under the shot, and it was an easy catch for the keeper. And it's just forward to Cooke, whose header is collected by Murty. Oh! And Caskey has a nightmare, nutmeg by his own player, and it's a throw into the Clarets. And Graham Branch will take it. I've got the name right this time. They all look the same from this side of the park. And Cooke does a great turn, turns Murty well, down to the byline, cuts inside, beats two men, plays it back to Johnrose, who's playing about. Can't get the ball through to Cooke, and it's a throw in. Good movement by Andy Cooke there, showing very lively traits again at the start of the second half.
Yeah, they all look the same in the football shirts. So when they get in the normal clothes, they're even worse to distinguish, I can tell you. In the press room, it's sometimes very difficult. The ball played across. Andy Payton! Oh, it's not. It's cleared from the line. Andy Payton looked like netted another one. Yeah, Glen Little doing the work on that far side, but waved on by the referee, but no danger. It's covered by Ian Cox. And we thought perhaps Andy was going to notch another one.
Well, that was just out of nothing. Glen Little produces a great left wing cross with his left foot, scoops it up over, and Andy Payton's waiting there, 3 yards out, heads it across, thinks it's going in, and a great lunging save on the goal line prevents it, number 2. Tell you what, you can't leave this man Payton in front of goal free at all. It's tremendous, and what a good play by Glen Little out on that left wing.
Yes, in the corner now to our visitors here Reading on that far side. Looks like it's going to be a short one, and Caskey's going to be involved, and the ball's pumped in. It's a bender. Crichton can't get there. He gets ahead of Thomas. And just over the top by Crichton. There's also Micky Mellon on the line there. So the pressure was on the Clarets defence, and Crichton did well there, Alex.
That was a great recovery. He didn't get to the first cross, and it looked all over that Mellon was going to be beaten on the line, and he was pushed out of the way by Crichton, coming back, and a great fingertip save over the top. Clarets under pressure. Let's give this goal away. They're still arguing over the Clarets being 10 yards away. The ball's clipped in. It's a great cross, and it's saved out by Ian Cox, gets the header away. Still danger, and Graham Branch completes the clearance for Andy Cooke to run onto here on the right wing.
And it's Andy Cooke who attempts to get round the number 14. That's Graham Murty, just puts the ball out. Clarets have a throw-in on this near side. Mitchell Thomas again to take it for the Clarets. Haven't got rid of those toilet rolls yet on the pitch. It's up for Glen Little, but Matthew Robinson's there for Reading. Here's Robinson again for the Royals. The Clarets with Cox. Good header from Cox for Johnrose. Good play from Johnrose. Nice dummy. And this may be a chance here for Andy Payton. And he just couldn't get a foot on it, but oh, that's out. Well, he skidded up, he caught the ball, and he skidded along the turf, and it went out for a corner.
I'm pleased the fire brigade were down this morning watering the pitch. That proved its worth there.
So little to take this corner for the Clarets at the cricket field stand end of the ground. It's a good one. Payton! 2-0! What can you say about Andy Payton? It's already been said.
Well, it's the old Burnley 1-2. Glen Little cross onto Andy Payton's head, and the next thing, it's in the back of the net. Tremendous. No keeper in the world would have stopped that header. Tremendous. What else can you say? The old 1-2.
Well, he does it again, the Paddy and Predator, not just for the Clarets. A 2-0 lead now. That goal followed the Steve Davis one on 36 minutes. My word, it's turning out sunny afternoon okay for the Clarets. Payton flicks it on for Andy Cooke. Andy Cooke to chase this one. Scott Howie comes out. He rolls it out to that far side. Graham Murty in possession now for the Royals. Paul Cooke watching him all the way, so too is Lenny Johnrose. He gets past them both, but Graham Branch is there to clear the danger, as Burnley do. Again, a spot of defending here. Over the head, Crichton collects it in the 6-yard area, displaying a white baseball cap. He throws it here, near side, Little for Burnley, and Micky Mellon now. Mellon to run at this Reading defence into the toilet roll area, and that was one for Howie to sort of just grasp at the far post, but all come to nothing. Caskey plays it back for Murty, and Davis pumps it forward. Did he get the slightest of touches there, Paul Cooke? Primus plays it long, 5 to number 5, Davis to Branch, and Branch just goes past them. Mellon back for Ian Cox. Mitchell Thomas near side for the Clarets. Little's asking for the ball, he's here in support. Thomas chooses the ball down the inside right channel, which doesn't find Andy Cooke. Robinson played away by Hodges. Cox goes high, gets the header in, and Robinson for Reading. There's Cox again. Cox for Cooke, and put out by Polston.
Good spell by the Clarets. Obviously they want to keep the impetus up after the goal. I think Micky Mellon should really have played it through to Andy Payton earlier in the last attack, but there you go, he didn't have the confidence to do it, and it petered out. Mellon's got the ball again through to Paul Cooke into Andy Payton, who just misses out to Primus, and it's with the Reading again. Played up front to their new signing, who's beaten out by Ian Cox, to Paul Cooke, to Andy Payton, wide on the left. Can Payton beat Primus? No, he's pretty quick. Pretty quick, the big boy, and it's a throw in for the Clarets right on the corner flag. It'll be taken by Lenny Johnrose, I think, who's walking out to it. The fans are getting going now. Johnrose to take the throw in. Branch has come forward. Branch gets it off him. Plays it back to Glen Little, who clips inside forward, and the referee doesn't see any. Lets the play on. Glen Little was obstructed, and it's a throw in now to the Clarets. Johnrose again. Referee trying to play the advantage. It didn't work to the Clarets' advantage that time. Johnrose again to Little. Little playing with it. Plays it back to Branch. Branch on across the park to Ian Cox. Ian Cox to Mitchell Thomas, I expect. Yes, it comes across. Andy Cooke comes out wide, as does Andy. It's Micky Mellon. Mellon's there. Plays inside to Andy Cooke. Holds it up to Mellon again. Back to Thomas. This is good stuff. Forward to Andy Cooke again, who's beaten in the tackle. And it's forward now by Reading. Put you over to Dave.
Thank you, Alex. As Reading tried to get the ball into the Burnley half, but they've got Steve Davis to beat, of course, as he comes forward with the ball now for Burnley, but he gives it away again. Thomas is quick to react to find Glen Little. Little inside right channel. Andy Cooke now. Andy Cooke to the byline, cuts it back. Was looking for Payton, and there he was, Graham Murty to clear the danger at the far post. That could have been the Burnley third goal and Payton's second.
Yeah, it's all that Cooke did brilliant. It was a great build up there all together up the right hand side for the Clarets. It's always a bit of a lottery when the ball comes at such speed across the goal line. I know, you know, unfortunately for the Clarets, Murty was first to get there. Miscued, he could have sliced it in the net, but he didn't. But Payton was on for his hat-trick there.
So the ball on that far side, a corner to the Clarets. Ball, Cooke takes it. Oh, and there's Ian Cox up there. So too is Steve Davis, but somehow Reading managed to clear the danger up to the halfway line. Micky Mellon for Burnley picks up the play on this near side. Good ball down here for Mitchell Thomas. Oh, it's going to run away, is it? It's a goal kick. The referee's given a goal kick. Mr. Furnandiz. We did mention his name earlier on. Scott Howie kicks for Reading into the afternoon sunshine, and the header from Ian Cox puts that ball out, and it's the Royals throw in here. Taken by Smith, Neil Smith, but oops, slip from Mitchell Thomas, gives Robinson the ball for Reading. Polston nearly made a mistake as Glen Little homing in on him. Caskey can just get that one. Great ball player, Darren Caskey, of course, as Reading attempt to get forward in the Burnley half. Paul Cooke chasing that one for Burnley, but still Reading come bombing forward here. This is Matthew Robinson for the visitors. Cross comes in from him, and away by Lenny Johnrose. And Burnley on a bit of defending at the moment. And, you know, you really can't see the situation changing with the substitutes, Alex, because, you know, Payton's notched one, Cookie's playing well, and what do you do?
Well, I honestly would leave them as they are. I mean, I'm expecting them to score every time they attack now because they look so positive. And let's hope they score a few more. But yeah, I would just leave it as it is, because it wouldn't be fair to take anybody off at the moment. They're all, you know, they're firing on all cylinders, and Reading look as if they're not going to get back into the game now at all.
It's a throw in to the Clarets. Mitchell Thomas to take this one. Glen Little sort of sandwiched away there by Robinson and by Hodges. Mr. Furnandiz would like this throw-in taken from where he suggests it's got where the ball went out. Down for Andy Cooke. Robinson holding. And Cooke as well. He nearly did that. I thought he'd given it to Mellon there, but good challenge again by Cox. And that's out. Clarets the back where they were. They have a throw-in. And And still the Burnley substitutes continue to do their activities on the touchline. They keep him fit because they're wondering whether any of them are going to be brought into the frame. I suppose Ian Wright will be chomping the bit, but I think Ian Wright could be getting ready to come on, Alex.
I wonder who he's going to take off, unless he's going to give Andy Payton a rest. I don't know. Just don't know where he's going to fit in. Meanwhile, Reading attack down the right-hand side, finding it difficult to find gaps. All the Clarets are back now. It's played forward, and Graham Branch just heads it away for a throw-in. Just outside the 18-yard box, taken quickly. Played in field to Murty. Murty's beaten to the ball. Played forward again, and it's a missed clearance by Glen Little, but it finds Mitchell Thomas here on the right and plays it forward. Doesn't find a claret shirt, and it's with Robinson again, who pumps it forward. Ian Cox is covering. I think it's going to be a throw in to Reading on the left hand side, right down below us here. And there is going to be a substitution. Andy Payton is coming off. He feels his hamstring, his right hamstring, as he goes off, so whether he's stretched it. Great ovation, well deserved. And Ian Wright comes on to a great ovation also. Obviously, Andy Payton must have had a little bit of a niggle on his hamstring, which he was holding as he walked off, and that must have been the reason for the substitution. Not a bad player to have up your sleeve to come on as a substitute. Ian Wright, the ex-England player, possibly might be his last game for a little while, depending on what happens next week with the problems that he had in Scotland. Let's hope that he can get by past that and keep playing for the Clarets. Although he hasn't had a full game in the last couple of games, a great addition to have in the squad, and he'll be full of beans and hoping to add to the first goal which he scored against Gillingham on Tuesday night.
Thank you, Alex. Yes, Steve Wright, listen to me, Ian Wright on then for Andy Payton, and I think, yes, very similar to what we do. Correct, it's Ian Wright on for Andy Payton, the man who's scored so many goals for Burnley in such a short period of time. Eye in the sky then, Steve Davis heads it forward for Burnley, but the Royals pick it up again. Darren Caskey plays it wide, the ball comes in on that far side, and the Burnley defence is very much intact this afternoon, it's got to be said. Very much in control of things at this moment in time, but Reading not really in too great a hurry again, I would think. You know, they want to get on with this game. They trail by 2-0. They're really taking their time over this throw. It's going to be launched in by Neil Smith and punch from Paul Crichton. Robinson heads it forward again, headed out by Cox, and the shot from Caskey, which is blocked, and the Clarets come away with Paul Cooke and Ian Wright down that left-hand side. First touch of the ball for the Burnley substitute. In for Little, centre of the park. A nice ball again, this time for Mitchell Thomas, his big buddy here at Turf Moor. Paul Cooke takes up play, spins round on that left foot. Ian Wright again, straight away looking for the action, crowded out in the end, and perhaps he gets the challenge in though. He wins it back, does Ian Wright, and this is Graham Branch going forward. Can he get past that last man there? But he can't, and Reading come away with it in their own half here. Caskey takes the return from Butler, and Caskey plays it wide on that right-hand side. Murty plays it across. Crichton collects it, drops it. He's dropped it, blocked by Ian Wright. A bit of defending for the Burnley striker. Ian Cox, I do beg your pardon. So Ian Cox getting in the way as Crichton was down. He couldn't get a hold of that ball. One wonders whether he was actually impeded when he went up for that one. Usually referees would give the goalkeeper the benefit of the doubt, Alex, there, but he didn't, did he?
I think he just lost possession, and there didn't seem to be contact by the Reading forward at all. he's not. I suppose he's not the biggest of keepers. He seemed to be stretching a long way across there to get it, and just couldn't keep a hold of it. But anyway, good defending by the Clarets, and we've still got a clean sheet. Crichton's okay. He's on his feet again, ready to take his place. And the trainer, the old wet sponge man's going off now. And here we go with the corner on the right side by Reading. Comes across. Nothing comes of it. Poor clears by Mitchell Thomas, so it's back in. And Reading, 2 Reading players standing offside. And the pressure is eased on the Clarets. And Crichton will obviously take his time, get his wind back. Let things settle down a little bit. We're all ready to go. And here we go. Crichton upfield, just over to the circle. And this Ian Wright wins the tackle, but there's an infringement by Johnrose before that. And it's a free kick to Reading just inside the D. Taken quickly. Murty on the ball, brings it inside. Ian Wright beats him very easily. Wright tries to get back to it, played forward, and it's out now to Glen Little on the right wing. Plays it back to Mitchell Thomas, plays it long for Mellon, who's come out on the right wing here. Jinks back inside, plays it forward to Cooke. Cooke plays it forward. No, he doesn't. He pulls it back, and he sold Glen Little the dummy there. Steve Davis has got it on the right, pushes it forward. Hopeful ball, and that's picked up by the keeper.
Yeah, it's Scott Howie who picks the ball up in the shade there at the cricket field stand end of the ground. Ian Wright looks on. Second half substitute for the Clarets, replacing goal scorer Andy Payton. Martin Butler in possession now. Peter Grant plays it to Robinson, near side for Reading. Robinson hoping to get a return here. He does. Oh, sliding in went Mitchell Thomas. Don't think there was any contact made there from our vantage point, but the referee, Mr. Ferdinands, decides to give it against Mitchell Thomas. Free kick then to the Royals. The Clarets having to assemble themselves in Paul Crichton's 18-yard area there. Darren Caskey has always to take this dead ball situation for Reading. Davis goes up, and the ball goes firing away for a goal kick to the Clarets. We've had 22.5 minutes in the second half. It reads Burnley 2, Reading 0. Steve Davis and Andy Payton, the goal scorers for the Clarets. Johnrose gets the header on, looking again to get this Burnley side moving forward. Johnrose again on that far side, gets the ball dispossessed from him, and Davis this time for Burnley, up for Andy Cooke. Header on for Ian Wright here, who plays it square for Mellon. He's got Little to the right-hand side as Mellon. He gets the ball now, and Little to run at Robinson. Oh, a corner, surely no, it hasn't gone off. Robinson skies it high. Fortunately for him, Martin Butler's there to clear the danger. Cox. But again, Reading somehow managed to start passing the ball into the Burnley half. Murty. Caskey plays it in. Mitchell Thomas heads it out. And a miscued shot from Peter Grant, but still. Well, it was Crichton who went down, diving to his left-hand side there. And Burnley defence seemed to stand still for the moment, but Crichton was on the mark there. Burnley just perhaps lacking a little bit of concentration for the moment as they lead here by 2-0. Another one would surely seal the danger of any comebacks from our visitors. This is Little on the right-hand side for Burnley. Mitchell Thomas peeling away for Burnley. Mitchell Thomas picks that up from Little. Thomas, it's a precision cross, and it's right! And he mishit it, but again it could have volleyed into the top of the net, Alex, and if it had been, it would have been a classic goal.
Yeah, he just ghosted out onto the left side of the box on his own, standing on his own, waiting for it. Mitchell Thomas obviously picked him out, inch perfect. Unfortunately, the old left swinger wasn't going so well, and it just swung off it for a goal kick. Mellon's going off now. John Mullen's going off. John Mullen's coming on, sorry, replacing Micky Mellon. I'll get it right in a minute. Howie kicks off, picked up by Johnrose. Now it's Glen Little. Glen Little back to Paul Cooke. Paul Cooke plays it forward to Andy Cooke. Hopefully on to Ian Wright, who's fighting for the ball. Murdy gets there first. Throw into the Clarets. I must say Wright's looked a little bit more explosive since he's come on than the last time I saw him play, a couple of weeks ago. He looks full of beans. Back now with Graham Branch inside to Cooke. Paul Cooke, that is. Paul Cooke back to Branch. Branch inside, plays it in, weaves it across to Ian Cox. Cox brings it forward a little bit, loses possession, wins it back again, out to Branch, who flicks it on to Paul Cooke, to Andy Cooke on the left. This is good stuff. I think that's Johnrose. Oh, and Glen Little, he was away before before he had the ball. It's a throw in, and Robinson will take it for Reading. I think is that Ian Cox down injured? Yeah, Ian Cox is lying injured. I think he seemed to twist on his ankle. The sponge man will probably prove me wrong by starting to rub his hand or something. No, he's definitely down at that left leg. He's twisted something, I think. Doesn't look too happy, the lad. Doesn't seem to be anybody getting ready at the moment. Oh yeah, he has. Yeah. Is that Armstrong getting ready now? Your eyes are better than mine, Dave, see, so he's getting up anyway. Well, how long he'll last, we don't know. The magic sponge has done its work again, I think. No, he's going. Is he going off? Yeah, he's coming off. Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure. What's happening now then? You probably heard that. Yeah. Newman's coming on to replace who? Peter Grant, is it? Lee Hodges, all right. I still can't see the Clarets giving this away. And it's with Andy Cooke on the right wing, taking it in, crosses it over first time. Goalkeeper's caught in two minds. It comes back out to Glen Little on the right. Little, what does he do? He's got two men confronting him. Plays it back to Paul Cooke, who clips it forward for John Mullen, just too far. And it's a goal kick to Reading. Not much happening at the moment. Howie seems to be a little bit more motivated now. He wants to take the goal kick quicker. Here we go. Kicks it right up to the centre spot. It's won by Paul Cooke. Plays it left and deep to Graham Branch. Comes inside, lovely. Plays it with the right foot down the line to Andy Cooke to run onto, but Primus using his pace again. Really an easy ball. He could have made more use of it, but just kicks it high and wide for a throw into the Clarets. Clarets in no great hurry now. The balls, the shoes on the other foot, or the boots on the other foot, to coin a phrase. They're taking the time, playing about with it. It's just played forward for Andy Cooke to run onto, down to the dead ball line. Has he won a corner? No, he's still won possession. Plays a lovely ball back to Ian Wright. And it's gone for a throw in. Was it Ian Wright? Johnrose. Sorry about it. Very alike. Two good left feet there. And it's Graham Branch with the ball. Pass it back over to you, David.
Thank you, Alex. As Burnley try to look for a third goal here at Turf Moor. And the ball with Paul Cooke. Mitchell Thomas. Little here in support again. It's got Paul Cooke, passes to Paul Cooke. Ian Wright. Well, there's a real old ding-dong going on there, but the referee gave nothing. Perhaps perhaps he's going to give it now, and he does give it against John Mullen, but Ian Wright was definitely impeded, in my opinion. Then it became 6-1, half does the other. 14,436, another good attendance here at Turf Moor. And Robinson takes a free kick for Reading. Johnrose heads out for Burnley. Primus picks it up. The referee gives a free kick to the Clarets, Mr. Furnandiz. Paul Cooke to take the corner then. Is it going to be short to Glen Little? No, it's the usual one from Cookie. The flick on was right into the path. Johnrose shot. Look at that, Andy Cooke on the way through from Johnrose. He kept it low. This is John Mullen. And John Mullen, the ball taken away from him by Ricky Newman. And the race is on here for another counter-attack. But Graham Branch can catch pigeons. He caught that one. It's a corner to Reading, one side of the ground to the other. It's going to be Kasky to take it, and Reading looking for a consolation perhaps. Not if Burnley, oh, it was a header over the bar, came in from Keith Scott, another substitute for the Royals, decided to have a header from that corner which was over Paul Crichton's bar. And now another substitute, the final one, the trio. Looks like Alan Lee, actually. Alex is coming on, replacing Andy Cooke. Andy Cooke gets a warm reception from the fans. Again, we say it every week, worked very hard for Burnley, never gets rewards with goals, but he certainly gives 110%. Andy Cooke, who's just going to have a sit down now on the bench. Thomas for Little, and Ian Wright. Nice stuff from Ian Wright. Oh, Robinson got in before Little, and the Clarets have a throw in the shade here. We've had 33 minutes of the second half. Burnley 2, Reading 0. And Mitchell Thomas just lays it back here for Steve Davis, and Davis does a nice shimmy. Oops, slip as he crossed. It was looking for Wright, but Wright couldn't just get to it. And Johnrose, left-hand side for Branch, who has to go pedalling back a wee bit, and pedals back into trouble, it must be said. But there was Ian Cox to retrieve the situation, and Graham Branch holds his hands up to say sorry about that. Looks like Wright was going to be on. Murty got the better of him. John Mullen streaking off that on that left-hand side for Burnley. Mullen gets a throw in. So the game just flattening, dying a wee bit at the moment, but Burnley still coming forward. Back with Cox in turn for Paul Crichton, who decides to go left and kicks left-footed. Oh, that could be a good Alan Lee. I really thought Lee wasn't going to be available again until the new season of next year, but obviously ahead of schedule. Robinson heads up. Paul Cooke stabs it forward. Graham Branch goes in, but he doesn't, if you know what I mean, and it looks like Ian Cox will let that one roll away for Burnley, and it's going to be a throw-in. We've had 34 minutes.
Yeah, Burnley have been taking the foot off the pedal at the moment, getting a little bit sloppy. Graham Branch made his first mistake of the day, and I think since then it's gone through the team, and a lot of little silly mistakes just creeping in. Just before that spell, they had a great shot from Lenny Johnrose, which deserved a goal but was blocked. Tremendous volley, more or less cut himself in half getting it through. Reading make a substitute, bring on Darius Henderson, and who is he replacing? All right, Smith's gone off. Neil Smith to be replaced by Darius Henderson. and it's Reading attacking down the right, and I think that's going for a corner. Ian Cox giving the corner away, sandwiched between the two Reading players. No one seems very keen to take it. It's being left to Darren Caskey. No, it's not. The left back, Matthew Robinson's going over to take it, unless they're going to try a short one. Being double marked by Graham Branch and Paul Cooke, and it's going to be an in-swinger by Robinson. Played across, cleared by Steve Davis, only goes as far as it's offside anyway. Offside anyway. Newman, yeah. He was a bit of an actor as well, wasn't he, Newman? Yeah. Anyway, two Reading strikers offside, and Crichton takes his time. Finding the right divot to set it on. All the players around the halfway line area. Played forward under the right. Great skill by Little, but he loses possession to Butler. Plays it forward. Smith, Davis gives it away, and Branch comes across to clear the day. Headed forward again by Reading. It's head tennis again. Ian Wright pulls out of the battle with Newman. Ricky Newman wins the free kick for it. Newman going in with his feet a little bit too high. Paul Cooke directing operations now, wanting Thomas to get forward, and it's played forward to Little. Little back to Cooke again. Not a lot of movement at the moment, but it's through to Thomas, who's in the inside right spot. Through into... It's Little got it. Little across, and it's a corner. Johnrose put the pressure on Caskey, and it was forward to Glen Little. Little beat Robinson, clipped it across, and it's out for the corner. Quick one to Cooke. Cooke forward to Glen Little, and it's a throw in. A little bit patchy again.
Yeah. Yes, Burnley building up slowly here, but obviously the corner's shirt's getting a little bit larger there on Glen Little. It was being tugged and tugged. The ball with Paul Cooke, who hammers it in. Primus heads it out, and Johnrose stabs it in for Burnley. Thomas is up there again, outstretched legs. And Little, will it stop in? It will stop in for Glen. He's right at the byline here. Chip to the back post! Steve Davis, yes! Right. Notched another. He's there. He's scored for Burnley. Burnley 3, Reading 0. Right.
Well, the crowd have gone absolutely bananas here. Is Ian Wright lying on the deck, being congratulated by his teammates. Can't see what he's doing. He's a happy man, very happy man. Great ball through from John Mellon, picked up Glen Little right on the byline. Little inch perfect cross, headed off the bar, fell to Ian Wright, and he didn't need any more invitation. 1 yard out, said thanks very much, I'll have my second goal, and Burnley are now 3 in front.
39 minutes in the second half. Burnley 3, Reading 0. Ian Wright scores his second Burnley goal of his Burnley career, if you like. 2 in 2 for Ian Wright, who said he wouldn't score, eh? Anyway, he's notched another one as once again we see the visitors coming forward. Well, it was an effort from Nicky Forster. It went horribly wrong for him. And Glen Little, right-hand side, Mitchell Thomas cross. Close handball not given. Matthew Robinson comes away with it for Reading. Down there, left-hand side, but no troops are up for the visitors. Paul Crichton comes out to collect this one for Burnley. Darius Henderson comes up to have a look at Paul Crichton's kick. It's a massive one from the Burnley goalkeeper. Ian Wright's there as well. Primus definitely marking him close. 5 minutes to go here at Turf Moor as Reading tried to pick up some pieces. Ian Cox now. Well, holding his face there was Lenny Johnrose. I don't know what happened there, but the ball not moving too far from that far side position. Graham Branch heads it out, and a lot of urgency shown by the Reading players now, as the afternoon is ebbing away for them. Graham Branch in with a challenge, as well as Lenny Johnrose there. There's two of them, and that's certainly a goal kick. Don't put it in the net. So he does. Thought he'd put that one in, Keith Scott, although the referee, of course, had awarded a free goal kick. Yeah, Steve Davis, the man who's once again headed against the woodwork this afternoon. His 8th one against the woodwork this season. Amazing that, isn't it? 8 times he's hit the woodwork. The ball played down by Thomas, looking here for John Mullin. Whoa! No, surely not. Surely not, but the referee, do you think he perhaps didn't see that one? Our eyes as bad as his?
Well, you warned me not to say anything more about him, so it was a little bit of surprising decision, that was. Ian Wright wins possession, but loses out again, still with the Clarets. John Mullin to Steve Davis, the man of the match. Forward to Ian Wright, who doesn't get it, a little bit tall for him. Butler uses his skill. Nice play, lovely ball, right wing cross, and Murty's making a great run forward. It's played inside, and a keep assist. Thanks very much. And Murty will be well happy with his teammates. He's made a great 60-yard run, didn't even get a chance of the ball. Crichton's got it now, kicks it forward, going towards Alan Lee, who loses out. Now Johnrose is in the thick of it again, got three defenders against him, loses out. It's now with Murty, plays it wide. Johnrose is back again in a defensive position, still with Reading, coming forward into Butler in the centre of the field, brings it forward, plays a 1-2, misses out to Steve Davis, who picks it up to Alan Lee, and again Reading have got possession with Caskey. Caskey forward to Neil Scott, who seems to be pushed by Mitchell Thomas, but Thomas gets away with it and goes for a goal kick. Paul Crichton will take his time. Not long to go now, a couple of minutes probably. I don't know what extra time there'll be. I don't think there should be a lot. As the Clarets fans start to drift away, they know the game is won. They've got 3 points in the bag. They'll be looking to hear the scores from the other grounds and hope that they'll have picked up something on their tabletop rivals. Reading just played across the back with Murty. Murty plays it wide, the right hand. Branch goes out to stop the crossover, but it comes in, eludes everybody. Mitchell Thomas lets it run out for a goal kick, and the game's petering out into a nice easy 3-0 win for the Clarets.
Yes, it's turning out that way. The sun's still beaming down here at Turf Moor. A lot of happy, smiling, beaming faces, I can tell you, dressed in claret and blue. Got another 3 points in the bag, and right on course for playoffs, as we all look forward to that in May. But the kick from Paul Crichton, I don't think they've actually given up the ghost for automatic, but the gap seems to be widening that little bit more now, as free kick awarded to Reading. And John Mullin getting a little bit excited there. But away come Reading with Murty down that long side. A ball with Keith Scott to the byline, and Ian Cox takes it away from him. Cox plays it long again. Alan Lee to chase this one with Primus. Lee gets Burnley a throw-in, the Bob Lord side of the ground. Burnley are using the trio of subs, I think. John Mullin, Ian Wright and Alan Lee. Primus heads down for Reading. The ball half cleared, up in the air once again. Hammered into the stand by Steve Davis. Well, actually not into the stand, it's come back onto play, but it went out initially. And not a lot of time left now. The visitors conceding defeat here at Turf Moor Branch heads high, Johnrose clears it, Wright gets the foot to it. Just 90 minutes up on the watch, just a little bit of stoppage time. Matthew Robinson with the ball here. And waving perhaps at the Reading fans who are scattered in the cricket field stand, the Burnley fans here in the James Hargreaves stand looking on. And a goal kick, as the game is certainly flat for the Reading, but it's certainly 3 points for the Clarets. There's a minute gone over the stoppage time. And Crichton kicks once again. Mr. Ferdinand, has he not looked at his watch yet, I wonder? I haven't seen the fourth official with the... perhaps he has put it up, but we're obviously watching the game on that far side. The fourth official with the added time. Mitchell Thomas with the throw-in. And there's the final whistle. Great support, great game. 3-0 winners, the Clarets. Steve Davis, Andy Payton and Ian Wright. And it's 3-0 to the Clarets. The last word with Alex Elder.
Well, an enjoyable afternoon in the finish. A very comfortable victory for Burnley. And they should be able to go into Tuesday night's game at Blackpool with a lot of heart and hope that they'll come away with another 3 points then. Great result for them, and let's hope that some of the other teams have dropped points along the way. I know it looked that was going to be the case at half-time.